Honorable Men Discord, All Eyes on Me, Joshua Riibe. Let's talk about it. So let's get straight into it. They call it new information, but in all honesty, I just feel like this investigation, I'm not saying they're not doing their best, because I'm not here to speak on whether or not they're trying their best to find the young lady that drowned last week. But they're spoon feeding us the information. And I could have called this part 3, and that would have been the first time I've covered something up to 3 episodes. But I'm fully invested in this. I'll be honest with you. I'm fully invested in this. And this has nothing to do with the fact that I have a podcast. I'm fully invested in this because I find this to be interesting, and because I'm a father myself who happens to have a 20-year-old daughter. So I'm fully invested in this. I could only imagine the pain that our father and family members and friends are dealing with. This is a crazy situation, but we're here to talk about All Eyes on Me, the new revelations. We're here to talk about Joshua. So let's get straight to it. Let's watch this. This clip is courtesy of News Nation.
Mystery and intrigue are still growing in the case of that missing American college student on spring break in the Dominican Republic. This is some new video. It surfaced of the 20-year-old at a hotel bar with friends before her disappearance. The University of Pittsburgh student was last seen March 6th, sparking a desperate search for new clues with few clues, but her family still demanding answers. Let's get to Alex Capriello, who's live with the very latest.
Yeah, heartbreaking story News Nation's been following closely. That includes obtaining this brand new video of the missing college student, Sudiksha Konanki, in the hours leading up to her death. Let's take a look together. First, in this video, you can see the 20-year-old highlighted wearing that long white dress. At this point in the night, she seems coherent, walking with friends throughout that crowded Dominican Republic hotel lobby. But then also this new video, a much different scene, Nicole. Konanki can be seen with her back to the bar, possibly vomiting. Also seen the man authorities say was the last person to see Konanki alive. His back is also turned to the camera, also possibly getting sick. Later, another very clear visual of Konanki. She is now back to the bar, appearing joyful, jumping up and down, and then hugging her friends. News Nation is not publicly naming the man seen in the video because he is not considered a suspect at this time. Police.
That's where I want to pause it. So the authorities in the DR are not calling him a suspect, yet they confiscated his passport, and he's still at the resort in the Dominican Republic. He's still at the Riibe. And I find this, I discussed this with colleagues, well, certain colleagues, not all colleagues, but I find this to be very interesting because it doesn't matter what news channel I watch, they all overemphasize the fact that he's not a suspect. Overemphasize it. And I could only imagine, and you know where I'm about to go with this, and if you don't know, you'll know soon enough. Had this been an African American male, after a week's long search for a female that was last seen with this African American male, would he still be in the public called a witness, not a suspect? Just a witness, not a suspect. And if I'm not mistaken, it took a week before they took his passport. Not as though he's going anywhere. I mean, his face is plastered everywhere. And let me be clear. After this incident happened, which happened on a Thursday, it took like a day or two before they even mentioned his name. And it seems even after a week, they keep spoon feeding stuff. They're showing the video now from them at the bar. You know, it's been said, for I've watched many videos on this. It's been said that the father was asking that the news stop playing the video of them walking to the beach, which obviously only certain channels are respecting that. because the news is going to do what the news does, and they need viewership, much like podcasters. So the news is continuing to show the clip, how they have the clip right here frozen with his arm around her. But let's continue.
Originally listed him as a person of interest, but has retracted that statement since. Regardless, his attorneys reportedly say his passport has been confiscated and he's not allowed to leave the island while this investigation continues. The latest reports also indicate he and Konanki found themselves all alone in the ocean, nearly drowning. The man says he pulled the 20-year-old to the shore, but lost sight of her when he was throwing up ocean water that he accidentally swallowed. He claims he returned to his hotel room without even realizing she...
First of all, it's been said he has two attorneys. Let me put that out there. All right. He has two attorneys. Right. Now, I never planned to be in a situation like this. I've never been in a situation like this. But one thing I can say, because now, if you've been following this, aside from the episodes that I posted, the two previous episodes about missing in the Dominican Republic, the issue here is that they're saying his stories are not really adding up, which, duh. I'm sorry, I have to say it like that. Then they're saying things along the lines of he seems to be the last known person to see her. I mean, what are we doing here? Really? Yes, he said allegedly he was in the water with her, kissing her, and then a wave took them, and he mentioned that he used to be a lifeguard, but not in the ocean waters. He was able to get her to the shore, and here's where it becomes fuzzy. He was able to get her to the shore, but then at that point, after battling the waves, he was coughing up, he was throwing up water because he had seaweed, and he took in a lot of water, including seaweed, and he had looked back, or he looked to his side, and she was, he said, walking sideways, and she was in knee-deep water. And then at some point he called out her name, she didn't respond, and he didn't see her. And at some point he ended up on a beach chair, he fell asleep, and then he left the beach at like 8 o'clock in the morning when they showed the video of him returning by himself. That's the murky area. Okay, that's the murky area, because did you save her or did you not save her? Right? Now, God bless the father, because the father traveled from India, right? And the father vouched for him. The father said he's been nothing but cooperative. This is what the father had said. Joshua's been nothing but cooperative. He didn't say that on camera, but it was reported that the father said that Joshua has been nothing but cooperative, right? As if Joshua has an alternative. It's in his best interest to cooperate, because at the end of the day, one thing's for certain is you're going nowhere, Joshua, until we figure this out. And listen, for those who think I'm praying that Joshua is guilty, you're absolutely wrong. What I care most about is that this young lady is still alive, and she's able to return to her family and loved ones, and be able to continue her medical career, or medical pursuit, I should say, her pursuit of the medical field in Pittsburgh. That's what I want. All right. So before anyone comes in the comments like, oh, you're playing the race card, you just want to see a white guy go to jail. No. All right. This is not what it's about. All right. But I do stand on the fact that had it been an African-American male, I think he would have been labeled a suspect. I don't think he would have been going this long, over a week long, and he's just a witness. And he definitely wouldn't have had the support of multiple news networks talking about cleaning it up for him, saying he's just a witness. No, that wouldn't have happened. Why am I bringing that up? Because I want to, and because I can. This is my channel, I can, and I want to bring it up, because I'm sorry, I'm an African-American male, and I've lived the life of, what's the word? I've lived the life of circumstances where, it's not fair. All right. So that's why I'm bringing it up. But with that being said, let's continue this news report.
Missing. Investigators at this point, they're using boats, canines, divers, and drones to try to find the missing student. Earlier, I spoke to a former FBI agent who tells me he does not believe that Kananki drowned.
The body probably would have been recovered by now if she had drowned in that immediate area. She would have drowned very close to the shore, and the body would not, I would think, drifted that far by the time the authorities got onto it.
Interpol has issued an international alert called a yellow notice that's specifically used for unexplained disappearances. The alert will go out all across the entire globe, bringing high visibility to Kananki's case.
Yeah, still so many questions here. All right.
I don't know how things operate in the Dominican Republic, but at no point in time was there like an official press conference. Here in the United States, for those of you who are here from the United States, there's always an official press conference with whoever is leading the investigation. There's something like they'll have news stations and there'll be a podium and someone who's in charge, whether it's lieutenant, captain, whoever. There's someone from a investigation agency that's at the forefront that gives a public investigation to give us, meaning the people, some type of insight as to what's been taking place from day one of the investigation and what's to be expected moving forward. As far as I know, from going to different news sources and watching these different reports from different news media, I haven't seen any official press conference. Now, I don't know how they operate in the DR, but that hasn't been done. All I see is just spoon-fed material in news reports from different news sites. All right, this one's from News Nation. I've seen others, but after a week, they're now showing video of her at the pool, at the bar, which it's been said that she was at the bar prior to going to the beach. That was understood. As a matter of fact, in the initial videos that were out there out there in the public, you can see that she kind of like stumbles. You could actually see Joshua's friend. There was a male that was in the front. His foot slipped off of the walkway. He himself was probably drunk. They all were drunk. They were at the bar having a good time. But Joshua has some explaining to do. All eyes on Joshua. Good luck, Joshua. You got 2 lawyers, but good luck. I think the only thing that may save Joshua is if they never find where she is, if they never discover a body. That might be his only saving grace. And if it is, I'm still going to pay attention. I'm still going to pay attention to how this pans out. I may even do a 4th, 5th episode. I don't know if anyone else is interested in this particular subject, but I'm all the way interested. To be honest with you, I don't understand how people aren't as interested, because this could be any one of us. This could be our, for some of you younger people, this could be a friend of yours. This could be your sister. For those that are around my age, this could be your child. This could be your niece, your nephew. So I'm very much interested in this. And this is not to say that the other news that's out there is not worthy of speaking on. But this is just, I don't understand what's going on with this. And again, out of everything, what I really want to see is that they find her and she's safe. That she could return home with her father and she can continue her studies in Pittsburgh. That's what I really want. I don't care whether or not Joshua turns out to be guilty and goes to jail. But if he is guilty, he deserves to be convicted and go to jail. But that's not what I want to see. That's not what I want to see. I want to see her alive and well. But, all eyes on Joshua. All eyes on Joshua. And that's another thing. Some of these news stations, even after a week, they're picking and choosing when they want to say his name. They keep saying the man who was with her the last seen guy that was with her. It's like, I'm not understanding that. Like, this guy is getting so much grace and he's so protected to a degree. Yes, they took his passport, but I've never seen anything like this. And again, I stand on what I said. If it was any other nationality, not just African American, but any other nationality, I honestly, but I have to say African American because I don't believe African American men get a lot of grace. And I stand on that, and I can say because I'm an African American male. If you're not an African American male, you can't challenge me on something that I live every day. All right? Point blank, period. You cannot challenge me on something I live every day. You don't know my experiences. You just know what you see or what you hear on TV. But unless you're an African American male challenging me in the comments, you know, I'm not here to listen to it. I'll listen to it, but you can't tell me what an experience is like being an African American male if you're not one. All right, so, but as always, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next episode.